Hey guys, if you've been playing Trials this week, then you know that Blind Watch is the map. And to help me discuss it is none other than Incooch. Hello, sir.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I saw you've been doing very well in the tournaments. You ended up going against Luminosity in the last one. Unfortunately lost that one, but you guys won against I Am Bomb Squad combo the tournament before that. I hope you guys know that he is probably Incooch here is probably one of the top PvPers out there, so take his words of wisdom.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So, Blind Watch, it's historically called one of the most unbalanced maps in
I would tend to agree with that.
So, what were your initial impressions on it before we were talking? You were like, it's not that bad.
I was a little bit mad, to say the least, because, I'm not a fan of the map in any regards. In public matches, in competitive play, I just do not like the map at all, because, as you know, it's not very balanced. But I was pleasantly surprised when I started playing it. It seemed like in Trials where, it was kind of it was elimination, it felt more... I don't know, it felt more smooth than you would think. There wasn't too much camping that I experienced, at least. How about yourself?
A lot of camping on my end. Yeah, there's a very distinct two sides of the map, and each of them are built for two completely different play styles. So
yeah,
the lower spawn, that's what we're going to call it, I believe that's Bravo spawn, really favors passive play, or camping as it's so lovingly called, where you just kind of hop up into that special ammo room or go down below, and you don't really have to move because all of your sight lines are covered. You can camp the hallways really easily, or you can just sit there with shotguns, and it's very difficult to throw grenades in there as
on
well.
Top of that as well, the capture zone spawns right in front of you as well, and it's hidden by that wall where the canopy rests
in the old sea point from PlanetDestiny, and I was like, oh god, that is a bad place for it.
I think it would be a lot better if they put that cap zone maybe like right underneath the roof, kind of just right in between the map.
I was thinking in maybe current B position on the map.
Yeah, that could work as well.
That might work a lot
better than where it's at now, but it definitely favors camping, using shotgun and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to think about if you spawn up top, you're gonna pull out a sniper and watch lanes as well, which
I said there's two distinct play styles. Like if the lower one is camping, the top one, I feel, I was talking to True Vanguard about this, we feel like the top one really favors people pushing.
Although it does help that you have high ground, though. That's the thing with the up top spawn. Pretty much every lane that you cover, whether it's sliding doors, top roof, canopy, you have the higher ground, so, you could argue that that's definitely a more advantageous spawn.
Definitely. So, what did you go in, what was your loadout for this map?
Well, I started out with a Mida and a sniper, but that quickly started to change. As I was getting the bottom spawn, believe it or not, this was the first time I actually used a shotgun in a very long time. Most of the time though, I did stick with my original loadout that I usually use, which is the last word and sniper. Obviously, close range protection with the last word, and then I can cover those long sight lines with the sniper. So that was mostly my loadout.
It's a popular loadout for a reason. It's very, very strong.
It really depends on the spawn. If you get the up top spawn, I would say stick to scout rifles and pulse rifles. I really don't think hand cannons are too great when you spawn up top. You're really going to want to use a long range weapon, especially when you have to watch, top canopy, the rooftop. There's a lot of angles you have to cover from a distance. But if you do spawn on the bottom side, I think you have a little more variety in what types of loadouts you can work with. Honestly, you could probably even get away with auto rifles in those hallways because they're not very far away.
I saw quite a few people using Doctrine of Passing.
I was gonna say,
both of
I don't know
those are
why people are using that. It was crazy. I saw a lot of people using the Doctrine, and honestly, I got melted a few times. I was surprised.
It takes you by surprise. It can easily challenge a last word player.
Yeah, you can't go in just thinking one weapon's gonna do every job on the map. Depending on the spawn, not gonna happen.
Well, just saying, the No Land Beyond sidearm combo did some work on this map.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because you have that close range advantage with the sidearm, and obviously No Land Beyond can challenge practically any sniper.
Yeah,
so
no, sidearms are actually really, really good on this map. I still think shotguns are a little more favorable, but there's a lot of those engagements that are just ever so slightly out of a shotgun reach. So if you have one, I suggest trying it out for a couple rounds. See if it helps. So, general tips for this map.
On this map especially, I don't know any other map that spawns matter this much. Honestly, the tactics that I used if I spawned on the bottom was absolutely get a pick before you start pushing outside. Because if you go, let's say, the mid hallway, where you jump on top, where you spawn, you go down mid hallway and you try jumping up to roof, you're just going to get mangled up there because they're going to be on the roof. There's going to be 3 people shooting at you. You can't do that. If you go on top of canopy, you're going to get sniped. And if you go up to sliding doors, it seems like you can get, just picked off really easily there as well, especially because you have the low ground. So I would highly suggest maybe going, bottom canopy along the stairs, right where the capture zone spawns, and try getting a pick there. That's where I usually found, getting the first pick being pretty easy. And then from there, you kind of push and start making some plays with your team. But in terms of the top spawn, it was really more of a camping game for my team.
Okay.
It was wait until somebody makes a stupid mistake on the other team and challenges something, and then you get the first pick with a sniper, and then you start pushing out.
Yeah. I found the grenades that you use to be...
Oh, yeah, because of all the hallways and bouncing and stuff. Yeah, I could totally see that.
We ran against one team that was just very effective with their grenades. Like Axion bolts on this map are really deadly because if it hits you, they're going to follow you everywhere. And I mean, what's the Blade Dancer one? Skip grenades, really good, really good as well on this map. If you can organize your team to like just kind of ping one area with grenades, keep doing it. Eventually, you're going to be able to also work into that area because they're going to have to back up. That was very frustrating to play against a team that was very organized with their grenades. So I would suggest playing around with that as well.
Those skip grenades especially, I completely forgot about those, but banking those off the walls and it just follows people for so long.
This map feels like it's just built for those skip grenades. They are deadly.
Oh, I know.
Here. A few other like tips and like do's and don'ts on this map. If you spawn lower side, I wouldn't really jump on top of canopy. Just gonna throw that one out there.
and just do not go onto canopy. Just avoid it. Under any circumstances, do not go up there. That's my best tip for this map.
Unless you really want to, make your team go, hey guys, you should 2v3 this. Yeah.
It's like you're just a sitting goose, just waiting to get your head sniped off. Don't even try.
See, I know you're from Canada because you said a sitting goose instead of a sitting duck here, like we say in America. Heavy ammo. I know you often wave it off. I don't think I actually picked up heavy ammo once yesterday during the stream, but what would your suggestions be for heavy ammo? Because this is one of the maps where you're not having to like pick a location to move to. It's right there for you.
Depending on what super you have, you might be able to get away with actually pushing the other team's heavy. Now, I don't recommend pushing the bottom heavy because it just seems like everything leads into that one hallway, that one sight line. Yeah. And I feel like if there's 3 people just hard scoping with a sniper down there, you're gonna get instantly melted. So I wouldn't bother ever challenging the bottom heavy if you obviously spawn up top. But if you do spawn bottom, I think there is some kind of potential of pushing up top heavy depending on what super you have.
Yeah.
If you're running a golden gun, let me think, what else is there? A sunbreaker, anything that has like a long range effect. Yeah. I feel you could definitely get away with pushing them because they're not really going to necessarily be watching anything anyways because they're kind of, how those things spin around
in there.
Yeah, so I feel like they wouldn't really bother checking somebody rushing them, especially on a map this size. But for the most part, sticking to your own heavy is probably the best outcome here.
Okay. I definitely suggest that as well. Only push if you have like a super up and you really feel confident of using your super
if you feel confident,
in the heavy round.
That's key.
My typical strategy, if we spawn below, I would rush middle, go up top, and usually try to land a snipe, toss an incendiary grenade in there, and start cooking everyone. And they're usually pretty kind of scattered at that point, and you can start picking them off.
That's when your teammates are picking up the heavy and just backing you up at that point?
Indeed.
Okay.
If the other team was like really on top of their game, just don't.
Yeah.
you're gonna give them a free kill.
Yeah, if you know it's gonna be a close game, just pushing them with heavy is just not worth it.
Definitely. All right, any final tips that you have for people on this map?
Communication's key, obviously, like every single Trials map. This one, you do have to play with your team more than others, I would think. People don't usually go on flanks on this map because, like you said, there's 2 spawns and they're both very different than each other. It's not like a circular map. It's just kind of, to me, it seems like there's 3 main lanes. So people don't really try to flank you by themselves. So just keep that in mind. Staying with your team is definitely what you want to do on this map.
The games that we lost yesterday were where we were playing too far spread out, trying to play it like, I don't know, Widow's Court or something where we could get a flank off.
Yeah, that's what I found. I remember I tried pushing a few times by myself. Did not work out very well for me.
You get punished.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much, Nkooch, for joining us. Where can people find you if they want to see some of your content?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. If you guys want to check me out on YouTube, I am located at PlanetDestiny. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter at Nkooch Gaming. Once again, Patrick, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on, and best of luck to you guys out there doing trials this week.